Hey guys, Johnny from JTK Gaming here, and today we are going to go over the patch notes with one of my mates, Max. So, do you want to introduce yourself, Max?
What's up, guys?
So yeah, we're just going to go through and basically give our opinion on the patch notes and see what's happening. There's some pretty interesting stuff, so we'll get straight into it. So, what do we got here? Welcome to Elder Scrolls Online Clockwork City, where you can enter. Yeah. So we've added 12 new item sets, 2 new motives, 12-man trial, 2 delves, over 200 new furnishings. God, that annoys me. Like, they add all these furnishing stuff, but you can't put it in your house because you've only got 700 fucking slots. Oh, 350 if you don't pay. New collectibles, okay. So they've added a new battlegrounds mode, Crazy King, where your team must seize a capture point location that jumps randomly around the map. It's world crazy. What do you think of that?
That sounds fun, man.
It could be. It just depends. Like, are you going to get a full team of, like, unkillable tanks that are just going to stack on a flag and, like...
That might be, yeah.
Okay, so the base game update introduces the highly anticipated transmutation system which allows you to change the traits on your gear, including weapons and armors. They actually said armors. We've also added a trait tracker that will allow you to see whether or not you've researched your unique trait on an item. So it is approximately 3.7 gigs in size. Alright. I'm not going to go over this stuff, it's just the delves. We'll just quickly touch on the trial. It looks like there's another unique skin, which I think Max is pretty pumped for. Is that the one that comes from Crown Store or something?
This is probably from the trial or something.
Yeah. I know, the one you're talking about though. This one's from the trial.
Yeah, I just saw it on the preview for this month, so maybe.
Oh, that's what I haven't seen too many people talking about. They're bringing in new weapons, like master weapons. So that could be interesting.
Oh, like the Asylum?
Yeah, the Asylum weapons. They're meant to be like master or Molstrom weapons. So that's... Is there anything in here about it, or is this is probably just going to be new collectibles? Okay, so new item sets. So the first item set is Max Magic, Max Stamina, Spell Critical, Weapon Critical, adds 400 spell and weapon damage. What? To your class abilities.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That could
I could see this on a DK, because with the stamina you could block.
That could actually make a hybrid build possible. That is actually really interesting. Did you think about pairing that with like Clever Alch or something like that?
Oh yeah, that sounds like it would hit pretty hard.
If you built that with Clever Alch and like say Moloch Kenner, you're gonna have like 3,000 weapon and spell damage. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, Silk of the Sun might also benefit going with this, because like a magic DK using all flame damage, and then all that's class abilities too, so that'll just stack on this.
I feel like that could be, I feel like it's overpowered. Like, I really feel like that's too strong. Because you could just wear it, you could just use it as a fucking... Like, think of a sorcerer. The only non-class skill I have on my bar is Crushing Shock. Everything else is a class ability. So, you know, like, max magic, max stamina. So I get a stamina thing, okay, so I wouldn't need to put stamina somewhere else. And I can get 400 spell damage. And not even worry about the weapon damage.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting spell crit and weapon critical as the fourths. But it's... Nah, it's too strong.
I feel like that would really benefit, you know, more of a Magicka class than a Stamina, because, I mean, Stamina uses, like, two-handed skills and all that.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Like... Yeah, that's... It's fucking interesting. That's gonna get nerfed. I don't think that will go live. Unless they are really trying to... Like, I think it should be 300. I think it should be 300 spell and weapon damage, because then that way it's not making it, like, better than Giuliano's if you're using it as just, like, a standalone spell damage set.
Man, that's a crazy set.
Yep, it is fucking crazy. So, next set is Fortified Brass. Now, these are all... it's a crafted set, too. Oh, hang on.
Are all these crafted sets?
Yes, these are all crafted, these ones.
Holy
so that's even
shit.
crazier. That makes that set so fucking stupid. So Fortified Brass, max health, physical resistance, spell resistance, and then the 5-piece adds 5,000 spell and physical resistance. So that's not your major buffs. That's a separate thing. So that's probably not a bad set.
Oh yeah.
These sets actually look fucking really kind of decent. How the hell do you pronounce that next set?
Mechanical acuity? I don't even know.
Acuity.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway, weapon damage, spell damage, max... What? Max stamina, max magic. When you deal damage, you have a 15% chance to gain unmaker something, whatever, however you pronounce that. Vision for 5 seconds, causing your attacks to always be critical strike. This effect can occur once every 18 seconds. I don't think that's going to be that strong.
Nah, especially with a lot of people using Impen.
I think it's just the cooldown that wrecks it. Like, if it had a bit more of an uptime, it would probably be a decent set. Like, say if it lasted for 10 seconds and had an 18-second cooldown, and I reckon then it could be possibly a decent...
Now, it looks like they're trying to cover, like, Magicka tank, or Magicka DPS tank, then you got your Stamina DPS here.
Okay, so the next sets are drop sets, and Mad Tinkerer, spell critical, spell damage. When you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to summon a venomous fabricate. Oh, fuck, okay. That's today.
Fabricant?
Yeah, that changes the nearest enemy. Charges the nearest enemy, dealing 10,000 shock damage to all enemies in its path, knocking them into the air and stunning them for 2 seconds. This can occur every 10 seconds. That
sounds pretty stupid.
But the
Like,
thing
good,
is,
man.
so charges to the nearest enemy.
Well, if you're a melee, that might be beneficial.
See, these sets are kind of like, you just have to wait and see what, like, how it's actually, like, how long it actually takes to charge and things like that. Because it looks like it's going to do a shit ton of damage, so it could be alright in, like, a Zerg, like in a PvP Zerg, where, you know, it's going to hit someone because, so that's a light set. Okay, you're just gonna pronounce the sets from now on, so that's just gonna be easier. Yep.
Oh boy. So unfathomable darkness.
Weapon criticals. Physical penetration, weapon damage. When you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to call a murder of crowds around you for 12 seconds. Every 3 seconds, a crowd will be sent to peck the closest enemy within 12 meters of you, dealing 4,000 physical damage. This effect can occur once every... What the fuck is with these random
I want to
sets?
see the animation for that.
So, okay, so every 3 seconds, a crow will peck before... That seems like it's not gonna do fuck all. Like, why would you call a whole fucking shit ton of crows around you if only one of them's gonna attack for once every 3 seconds?
Well, it just sounds like, so, on you for 12 seconds, so every 3 seconds it's just gonna hit somebody for 4k.
Yeah.
But that sounds like something that maybe a Stam Nightblade or something would use.
To be honest, I'll call it right now, I don't think it will ever get used. It's just, that's shit. Like, if it hit harder, maybe, but 4,000 physical, you halve that straight out of the bat, that's 2,000 damage over 3 seconds. That's, like, way worse than Viper. And it's, like, random, it's gonna pick the closest enemy, yeah.
But if it lasts for 12 seconds, and it has a cooldown of 15 seconds, wouldn't it be up, like, almost all the time?
Yeah, but you only have a 10%. It's only 10% chance to proc it.
Oh.
It probably, like, I'd imagine it would have probably like a 50-60% uptime, something like that. But even then, man, like, it's doing 2,000 every 3 seconds. Like, you break that down, what's that? That's like 700 damage a second.
Yeah.
I think it won't get used. Like, I think ZOS has made some set that looks cool, and that's about it. It might get used as a 4-piece because of the physical penetration, maybe, but... and, like, the other thing is, too, like, with these sets that are, like, here, where was it? The, like, 4-piece, the Makana, or whatever it is, max stamina, max magic, like, is that a full stamina thing? So is it a full 1,000 stamina, or is it going to be halved? Like... So that was the medium set. The next set is the heavy set. It's live wire. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, yes. This is... I'm going to use this set. Healing taken... Oh, no. It's healing taken, not healing done. God damn it. So it's healing taken, max health, healing taken. When you take damage, you have a 25% chance to overload your criticals, applying concussion to the enemies within 8 meters of you, and healing for 1,000 health for each enemy hit. This can occur once every 10 seconds.
Would this be used for like a frontline tank, maybe?
When you take damage, so you have a 25% chance to overload your concussion enemies within it. This could end up being a massive heal in Zergs.
Oh yeah.
Every 10, that set's worth looking at. That, because when you take 25% chance when you're taking damage, like if you're in the middle of Zerg, that's gonna proc off like cooldown.
Oh yeah, because dots and shit.
Yeah. So asylum weapons, these are the new ones that are like replacement for, well, not replacement. They're like master or maelstrom. Basically, they got a one trait kind of thing on them. So what's this? The perfected vision drops in veteran difficulties, while the normal vision drops normal difficulty. What the fuck? What's that mean? The two cannot...
I have no idea.
What? The two cannot be mixed together to complete a full set for dual wield and one hand and shield. The only difference between the two are... Oh, so this is actually cool. This is cool. So basically normal is going to drop a lesser sword or weapon. So it'll be the same weapon, but it's not going to be as strong. So that's cool. That's actually really cool. That's what they should have done with like the other ones as well. So, you know, people are going to be able to get them on normal, but it won't be as strong. The difference? I don't know. I'd imagine it'd probably be like a 15-20% difference or something.
Well, that shows a way to progress it a little bit. That's nice.
Oh, okay, here we go. So, the perfect one, when you deal damage with Whirlwind, you add 10 seconds to your active. Okay, so the perfected one lasts 10 seconds, and the normal one lasts 8 seconds. So, what's that? 20%.
Yeah.
So... then the next one, okay, this is one that I would be interested in. Force Shock applies burning, concussion, and shield status effects. This effect can occur once. Oh my god. Really?
Wow.
That's crazy. And even like if you can't be fucked, like you just get the normal one and it has a 5 second. And that's 5 seconds per enemy. So how long does burning and concussion and shield status effects last? Is it 3 seconds?
I'm not totally sure. I'd have to see that.
Can't remember. I think it's like 3 seconds. So you can basically always apply the free. This is gonna be fucking OP. Not so much for like solo stuff, but for group stuff, man. Like, that's... So, I still don't exactly understand, like, because it doesn't say what weapons, like, it's just got a name of a skill, so, like, I'm guessing, like, that one would be a Destro staff, I don't know, like, I don't exactly understand how this is going to work. So defensive posture, when you reflect or absorb a spell, projectile, or with defensive posture, you restore 2,000 magic. If the defensive posture expires without reflecting or absorbing a spell, you restore 5,000 magic instead. What the fuck, man? These weapons are fucking awesome.
That sounds great, man.
So yeah, it looks like about 20%. 20% and under is going to be the difference between the vet and the normal weapon. When you deal damage with reverse slash, you generate up to 14 ultimate based on how much execute bonus is dealt. Wow, that's gonna give Nightblades like crazy ult regen.
Maybe stamina DKs too.
Yep. When you deal damage with arrow spray, you cause enemies hit to take 50% more damage from direct damage portion of your next snipe, scatter shot, or poison arrow used within 5 seconds. What the fuck is that? Do you know how cancerous that is? 50% increase to poison inject or snipe.
Oh man.
I
already hate snipe.
That's gonna be stupid. So all they're gonna do is they're gonna use that arrow spray, and then they're gonna fucking poison inject you and one shot you, basically. That's fucking ridiculous. That is. Okay, so this is the healing one. Timeless Blessing. When you cast Blessing of Protection, you cost of your next Grand Healing, Regeneration, or Steadfast Ward used within 5 seconds is reduced by 50%. Blessing of Protection, what one's that? That's the, see, why did they have to make one so shit?
Definitely sounds useful for a dedicated healer.
Not for me, personally, but yeah, I'm sure someone could make a fucking thing of it. So there's a new target dummy. So what's this? Yeah, made a fantasy after discover. Although only slightly more durable than your typical public dungeon boss, it's dryingly grips as you sharpen your blade upon it. What?
Yeah, that's kind of weird word in there.
Normally I can kind of decipher their stupid language, but not that. New motives. Okay, base, upgrade. Okay, this is the trait stuff. A new way of altering your equipment is available in this update. Transmutation allows you to permanently change the trait of an item to one of your choosing. Requirements to utilize is as follows. Transmute can only be done at a transmute station, which is a new service station found in the Brass Fortress. Home furnishing versions of these stations may also be purchased with RIT vouchers. Requires a transmute transmute crystals. Precious resources occasionally received for it. See, occasionally.
Oh no.
Occasionally received for completing a veteran PvE activities such as pledges, trials, and arenas. Several PvP sources, such as rewards of the worthy or battleground end matches and rewards, and AVA end of campaign rewards. Transmute crystals are account-wide copied currency which cannot be banked or traded. Transmute requires having previously researched desired trait. Jewelry cannot be transmitted. So yeah, it's not going to be easy. Like, which is good. I think it, like, they're not stupid, and if they made it really easy to do, it would just destroy the market, and it would destroy. It would just fuck the game up, because what would be the purpose of farming? What would be the purpose of it? Basically anything. The market would go to the shit, because like sharpen or whatever weapons wouldn't be worth crap anymore. Like, I think it's cool that's like for Molstrom weapons, say like you can do it, like something like that. Not just go, oh fuck, I can't be fucked doing this, I'll just go buy training and I'll just change all my traits to whatever I want, like all the time.
Yeah, definitely the things that are hard to get. Like something you have to farm for.
Like, as long as they don't make it too hard. Like, say if I wanted it, I could go and farm for like, say, 8 hours and get one. Like, I think any more than that, then it's getting ridiculous, like.
Yeah.
Oh, Undaunted skill line will be now maximum rank now 10, so they're upping Undaunted a level. That's kind of cool. Don't know what they'll do with that extra level.
Hopefully give us another passive.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think they need to do that stuff too, because then it gives you more incentive to actually level your Undaunted. Because at the moment, like, on alts, it's kind of like, meh, like, do I really need that extra few %? Like I've always said, like, this game's got a lot of content, it's just got, you know, not much fucking incentive to do the content.
Right.
So they're upping the CP to 690. You'll have far more skill points available to use, whatever that means. Obviously, they're gonna put more skill points in. You will know all traits for blacksmithing, crafting, and woodworking. What? In addition to all trade skills, will be at rank. What? You will know all trades for blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking. In addition to all trade skills, will be at rank 50. So is that saying you don't have
there's no point to level in that?
Well, if I read that right, it's saying that you don't need to research traits anymore. That can't be right. They can't be doing that. Like, I think they should do it so it's account-wide. Once you learn it on one character, you've learnt it on all of them. But that seems a bit... They've made it... I don't know.
That's lazy. I don't like it, yeah.
I don't like it either. Like, it's a big kick in the nuts to everyone that's played the game. Like, if it was account-wide, I'd be happy with that. Because, you know, it's just making your life easier because... then you can craft on any character instead of having to have a dedicated crafter, but... So, you'll start with a... Oh, hang on. Back up. This is the template for the PTS. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, okay. That's good. So, it's the template for the PTS. Sweet. Alright, well, that was good that we worked that out. Okay, after running a dungeon or trial with a group, then attempting to change the trait on an item that is bound on pickup, but still has time remaining on the 2-hour trait, will cause the game to crash. So, okay, known issues. Alliance War. Battleground queues are now divided into 10 to 49 and 50. So sweet, you won't get stuck with any lobies now. Oh my god. Guess what,
CP
man?
enabled.
CP enabled. Fuck yes, we get our CP in Battlegrounds. Woo! Yes! Oh, that is so fucking good. That is... Zos, thank you. Thank you, Zos. Fucking thank you. Oh my god. Why didn't you fucking do this from the start? Now all you need to do is let me be able to choose what fucking ones I want to play. Yeah, okay. Relics were still captured by moving near the home relic and added 5 new achievements relating to Battlegrounds. That's fucking awesome. Like, that is cool. Looks like I'll be playing a lot more Battlegrounds from now on. Okay, so
yeah,
these
it was
are
not CP.
These are class changes. Warden Balance, Animal Companions. Do you want to read through some of these, man? I need a little bit of break.
Deceptive Predator. The morph will now increase the duration to 14 seconds, in addition to granting minor evasion.
What do they say about this?
Now, see, I don't play a Warden, so I'm not totally sure on
Yeah,
how
I'm
that'll
not
affect it.
100% sure. This change helps compensate this morph with additional efficiency. Evasion only gives 5% dodge chance. The Bird of Prey's Main of Berserk gives 8%. Okay, so obviously no one was using the other morph, so they've just buffed it.
Alright, so Green Balance, Nature's Grasp, increasing the range of this ability and its morphs to 28 meters from 22.
Yeah.
Bursting Vines, increasing the projectile speed of this morph by 100% and increasing the heal from this morph by 10%.
That's actually going to be pretty... I don't think Wardens needed buff. They didn't need that. So as this is...
Yeah, especially nothing with heals.
Yeah, as this was a burst heal, we significantly increased the travel speed to help it fulfill a role of saving a low health ally. It heals for less than Rush Ceremony, but has a cheaper cost. So Winter's Embrace, Frozen Gate. This ability and its morphs now allow you to have up to 3 active gates at one time, up from 1. This is initial spawning visual effects, and now it's visible to enemies. Okay, that's not too bad. So Warden fixes, so that's not really, that's just fixes, we don't need to know too much about that.
That's the only class change?
There may be more. Combat balance general. Okay, reduce the duration of a stun applied to you when you're knocked off your... What? Knocked off your mount from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. So basically you're fucked if you get knocked off your horse now. Like 3 seconds is a long time to lay on your back. Oh, but at least you get CC immunity though, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, that was always a pain.
Alright, you're more DK than what I am if you want to read the DK ones.
So Ardent Flame, Cauterize, Inferno Morph. Increases the speed of the projectile of this morph by approximately 50%, and the projectile can now target the casting Dragonite.
We wanted to make this ability more universal, useful in both group and solo play. Additionally, we sped up the projectile to minimize situations where allies would die before life-saving heal rely. That's a thing that... Is that the one that hovers around you and then shoots off? No, it just shoots out of your body, doesn't it?
Yeah, isn't that the fiery orb?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think I take the Oblivion one, I think. I don't use the other one.
Oh, let's move on.
Earth and Heart, Petrify. This ability and its morphs no longer 30-second disorients. Instead, they are 2.5-second stuns that cannot be blocked or dodged.
No way.
And they could be placed on multiple targets.
What the?
We also reduced the cost of this ability and its morphs by 23%.
So
I like that one.
So DKs already have the fucking too much crowd control CC stun shit, and they're just gonna give him more.
Oh,
like,
they have a long comment on this too. They had to stick up for it.
I'll read for it. Because group gameplay is in ESO is focused around large combat situations, having an entire crowd control ability that... What? Do you forget that Dragonites have talons? Like, what the fuck? Ability that could be negated by an ally's area of effect attack didn't fit. We maintained the current advantage of it being a disorient, such as going through block and dodge roll, but now allow attacks against the target. We wanted it to further differentiate Purify from Stonefist because now they both stun enemies. The cost reduction and lack of damage makes Purify more utility focused, while Stonefist deals more damage but requires more magic. Yeah, whatever.
I don't think people cared about the damage too much on Stonefist. They just like the range CC.
Yeah, so they'll probably go this morph.
Alright, shifting standard. This morph now increases the duration of the standard to 25 seconds, and the standard can be shifted an unlimited amount of times. Shifting a standard no longer refreshes the duration and the cost of this morph. Okay. So basically, I'd see this in PvE maybe. If a boss is moving around for 25 seconds, you could just move it around with the boss, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, Nightblade. So, Manifestation of Terror. So this is fear, isn't it? This morph now fears up to 6 enemies per trap, up from 2, and the trap no longer targets if a crowd control immunity enemy walks over it. Enemies can also now see an initial projectile making the trap's location. Okay, Mass Hysteria. This morph no longer fears an additional enemy, but only fears the same amount of enemies as the base ability, 2 enemies. What? So fear just got more nerfed.
Yeah.
We wanted to, the gameplay between aspect of the Mass Hysteria grants instant fear and a stronger debuff, while Aspect of Terror is more delayed but affects more targets. That's good. It needed to happen because fear was fucking too strong.
Yeah.
Agony. This ability and its morph is now an ally targeted spell that heals over the time and damages you for 50% of the amount healed. We also renamed the ability to whatever the I can't. That's shit. Right. Do you want to finish reading that, man?
Alright, the Malefic Wraith, Agony Morph. This morph now grants minor mending when it deals damage to you, and has been renamed to Healthy Offering. And then Prolonged Suffering, Agony Morph. This morph now decreases the amount of self-inflicted damage dealt to you by 35% of the amount healed, and has been renamed to Shrewd Offering.
Alright, that means fuck all to me. I'll be back in 2 secs, man. If you just want to read that last one, and I'll be back by the time you can.
Alright. So Soul Siphoning. Soul Shred Morph increases the distance an ally can travel away from you before the heal tether snaps to 25 meters, up from 20 meters. Got a little buff there. Alright, Sorcerer. Dark Magic. Crystal Blast. Increases the splash damage of this morph by approximately 25%. Let's see what they say about this. We wanted to make this morph worth the time spent casting, so we're increasing the area effect to make it worth the risk of throwing it into a pack of enemies.
What's that
for? Crystal Blast. I don't know if you do you use it?
No, but I have. What have they done?
So they increased the splash damage of the morph by 25%.
So, like, the thing about that skill was it wasn't necessarily ever that bad of a skill. It just... with that 25% buff, it might be worth looking at because it is a good range DPS, like... So, it would be worth re-looking at. Okay, let me read my source. Let's pray to God that they haven't nerfed me. Rune Prison. This ability and its morphs are no longer 30-second durations. Instead, they are 2.5 second stuns that cannot be blocked. Oh, okay. Never mind. That cannot be blocked or dodged. They can be placed on, and they can be placed on multiple targets. Okay. So Rune Cage. This morph now deals damage to the enemy if the stun lasts its full duration. So I'm guessing that's been 2.5 seconds. Defensive Rune morph now continues to place a buff on you that will stun the next enemy that damages you. So that's a buff, because the thing about it is, like, the 30-second stun, that's nice, but, like, no one's ever gonna, like, you know, be stunned for 30 seconds. Like, I never got the point of those, like, 30-second stuns. 2.5 seconds? You know, if they're out of stamina, That's more than long enough to kill them. And, you know, within 2.5 seconds, they're probably going to get enough stamina back to CC break it anyway. So, similar to the DK skill, we wanted to change this duration into a stun while retaining its current functionality to make it more... I do like it. I actually might go back to using defensive rune a little bit more, because it wasn't a bad skill to start with. What the fuck? That's all that... Yes! That's the only thing Templars, Sork's got. Woo! Sork Master Race! Okay, so Templars, Dawn Wrath, Eclipse. This ability and its morphs now returns damage whenever the affected enemy casts a direct damage attack. It still grants crowd control immunity when the effect ends and can now be removed. Oh, thank fuck for that. Now be removed by break free. Eclipse can also be placed on unlimited amount of enemies as a baseline effect. That is fucking thank god. You know what that means, yeah?
I don't play Templar too often.
You know the bubble that gets put on you?
Right, yeah.
It can be broke free now. So...
Oh, thank god.
Yeah, this morph...
Does that also apply to the guards?
Yes, that will apply to the guards as well.
Oh.
So, Total Dark, this morph will heal you whenever a target casts a direct damage attack. Unstable Core, this morph adds an area effect damage when the effect ends. Okay, cool. Let's see what they say. Let's see if they say this was annoying as shit. We liked how this ability was acting as a soft crowd control, preventing some abilities but allowing others. However, the list of abilities was too short. We've made the ability... What do you mean the list of abilities was too short? Anything ranged was fucked. Like... Anyway, we've made this ability more universally effective against more offensive abilities, making the process to select the right target and time of the ability more important. Casting Eclipse when you have low health means that the enemy may be able to annoy and still kill your character. However, you're able to stay alive. It can shift the tide of battle in your favor against aggressive opponents. I get what they're going for, but I don't think it's going to be that effective at doing what they're saying it's going to do, depending. Solar Barrage. This morph now has a cast time that matches the base ability and now causes you to pulse point blank area of effect damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. Okay, so that was the AoE. What's the cast time on the, We wanted this ability to feel unique from the Destruction Staff ability Impulse, and requires less to cast when it is in effect situations. Oh, okay, so you're gonna cast... Okay, so I think what this is saying, it's gonna have a small cast time, but it's going to last for 6 seconds, and it's going to go off every 2 seconds.
So that's a pretty good change.
Yes and no, because you could spam it before, so it's probably going to give you less DPS, but it's going to, like, it's basically now it's a dot, like you can just cast it and forget about it, so... In a way, it's probably going to be less DPS, but in another way, it's not really, because you can not have to cast it, you know? So, it's... I don't know if it's a buff, or, like, it's... Yeah. It's
just kind of a change.
Yeah. So, Acid Spray. Increase the damage over time of this morph by approximately 65 seconds.
Ooh, 65%.
That's... pretty big buff. Fixes and improvements. So they're fixing your return cost. Sometimes it wasn't working on your chain.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So what are the fixes on Sorcerers? Daedric Tomb, Daedric Mines morph. Fixing the issue where the placement of mines created by this morph were not aligned with your ground-based art. Yeah, that's cool, because some Mage's Fury fixed an issue where multiple players could not maintain the Execute Explosion debuff. Thank fuck for that. That was really annoying. Yeah, that's a bigger fix than what some people may think it is. Basically, if two Sorks put a like an execute on someone, a lot of the time only one would go off.
So only one person gets the damage?
Yeah, so basically, like, you know, where two Sorks put an execute on someone and they get them below 20%, they're pretty much fucked because they got two executes on them, but only one was going off, so...
Oh, I don't like that.
Well, it's fixed now, so you just gotta have to suck it up. Yeah, it's really effective, like, having a couple Sorks in group, just putting executes on someone, because if you got two Sork executes on you, you're pretty much screwed. So, Purge fixed an issue where the buff applied by this ability and its morphs that reduce the duration of negative effects could stack. That ain't good. What? So continuous attack is getting applied when you leave Cyrodiil.
So you get that everywhere?
Yeah, but obviously it's got a time, so it'd run out after 10 minutes, but still. Oh, so they're finally fixing Shooting Star, where the Shooting Star could hit dead enemies. Okay, so here we go. This skill line now goes up to rank 10. Unlocking rank 10 of the skill now line generates the title Undaunted. This resolves an issue where some players could increase the rank Undaunted beyond the... so they're not giving us anything, they're just fixing. Itemization balance, so these are balances. So Master Destro, increase the damage bonus to destructive touch, direct damage to... Wow. That's getting a 300% buff.
Ooh.
Increase the amount of magic restored by regeneration critical heals to... That's getting like a 40% buff. To 800 from... Wow, Master Weapons might actually be...
worth using.
Yeah, they're all getting like... pretty big buffs.
I mean, if you have a build that uses one of these, I'm sure it will.
I might actually try and get a DSA run together at some point, because I actually don't mind DSA. I think it's probably one of the funnest PvE things you can do. Defiler, the monster summoned by this set now spawns next to the enemy you critically hit instead of spawning next to you. Earthgore, this item set procs will now display a friendly telegraph to your enemies. Basalas fixed an issue where the proc from this item set would aggro natural enemies around you. Swordslinger fixed an issue where this item set's bonus would not modify the momentum skill. Tor's Pack fixed an issue where your item set's bonus would not applying to poison weapon enchantments. Viper fixed the issue where the damage from this item set's proc could be blocked. Okay, so that's all that. This is all housing stuff. Okay, Alliance War on Cyrodiil. A new option for AVA announcements has been added to the social settings. This allows you to configure when AVA announcements such as an Elder Scroll being returned. Okay, so they're trying to do like a Cyrodiil HUD or something kind of thing more, so that should be kind of... It looks like
it wouldn't. You could change it so it wouldn't go off when you're in the middle of doing something PvE.
Yeah, but this allows you to configure when AVA announcements such as Elder Scrolls being returned are displayed as the center screen message. This will now only display when you are in Alliance War locations by default, and you can turn them completely on or off as well. Finally, the Cyrodiil map will now display the campaign name for the one you're in. While outside of Cyrodiil, this should be your home campaign. Fixed an issue where conflict indicators could persist on, thank God, on Cyrodiil map when switching between campaigns. That doesn't actually fix fuck all because they stay around anyway. That's it?
Yeah, I don't see anything else very useful in here.
So, there's some pretty big things, and like, there's not actually as much as I thought. Like, I don't know if we missed stuff, but I don't think we really did. I thought there was going to be a bit more rebalancing and stuff with gear and stuff, but... Oh, any thoughts, mate, before we wrap this up?
Well, I'm pretty excited for the trade change. Definitely CP Battlegrounds, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for CP Battlegrounds, like, so pumped. Some of these new sets actually look really interesting too. There's a few that I definitely think I want to try out. The new weapons look pretty cool, and the buffs to master weapons make them look like they could be, you know, used once again. But this one, man, Force Shock always applies the burning concussion and shield status effects. Like, that just... that seems crazy.
Seems like it's gonna be strong.
Yeah, it does. Like, I feel like it's not, like, gonna be the best, like, say, solo, but I think it would be really good in a group, like, to always have those status effects up, like, yeah, I think it would be really strong. And then this this set that gives 400 spell and weapon damage to your class abilities, I think that's just going to be...
I will be using it, I'll tell you that.
Well, the fact that it's craftable too, man, just makes it fucking stupid, like...
I mean, if you're using like a shackle breaker right now, man, this would be like a direct like upgrade from that. Seems like.
Well, the problem is that set would go really well with shackle breaker, but they're both crafted, so that would be awesome. Shackle breaker and that set would be sick. See, this is where I wish they didn't nerf Trainee into the ground, because Trainee would be another really good set. But, mind you, you know what would be a good set with that? Twice Bond Star. But then again, it's crafted again though, so you run into the same problem. I actually think I've kind of done base testing, like theory crafting. I think Twice Bond Star's better than Shackle Breaker in some situations.
Yeah, depending on what Mundus you're taking.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's wrap this up, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. As I said, this is just our opinions. We're not sure about a lot of things, so yeah. If we've got a few things wrong or got the wrong, idea of something, let us know in the comments. And I will be on the PTS. I'm going to try and get it installed tonight, so I should be on the PTS tomorrow. I'll be streaming the PTS. I'll also probably have some videos on the PTS going over the stuff that needs to be talked about. And I'll get to the bottom of this trait changing stuff. I'll work out exactly how it's done and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.